Hello and welcome back to Albert vs. the Asylum. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that I'm a huge fan of Mega Shark. You start off with Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus. Not a great film, even for the Asylum, but it did introduce our favorite character. You follow that up with Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus, which is just a whole giant bag of cheesy fun times. And then, to top off the trilogy, you have Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark, and I just love that with every fiber of my being. Now, we're coming to Mega Shark versus Colossus. You guys know how much I love Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark. The series has been getting better and better and better with each successive film, and now here we are at film 4. How does it stack up? Does it live up to its wonderful lineage? Does it continue the upward trend set by the first 3 movies? Let's dig in and find out.
Over a year since the last Mega Shark attack, and the global economy has yet to recover.
They told me Mega Shark bonds were low risk.
A fact compounded by an unidentified sonar contact off South America, which has some experts fearing the worst.
Wait, what does the volcano have to do with anything? I thought we were watching a Mega Shark movie. I once caught a fish this big.
The buoy has been connected to grid.
The Navy goes after this new megalodon threat with the greatest weapon at their disposal. Boobs. The Boob Patrol comes across a boat that's mining something called red mercury out of the ocean. Red mercury isn't a real thing, but it also isn't something that they made up for this movie. You want an interesting read? Go check out the Wikipedia page on the history of the fictional substance red mercury. It's pretty interesting. But when they pull up their nets, we see they've caught something way cooler than red mercury. Oh yeah, it's the Mega Shark!
No, that's gotta be a malfunction.
I specifically remember saying, do not upgrade to Windows 10.
Unicorn Squadron. Permission to engage?
It's just your 2 units. No external support.
We know the risks, sir.
Sir, this is a newborn megalodon, a 30-foot-long baby.
We won't get a better shot than this.
Just so we're clear here, they just said this shark is 30 feet long. We have recorded evidence of actual great white sharks that are that long. Keep that in mind with what's about to happen next.
Look alive, ladies. This is what we've trained for. Power to maximum, weapons online.
Arming oxygen destroyer missiles.
Okay, Asylum, I know you like to play fast and loose with the facts, but we all know that that technology died with Dr. Shirazawa. Get your history straight.
Attack pattern, red 5. Coming around for another pass. Do you have a visual? Did we get it?
Just so we're clear here, 2 high-tech military submarines just fired a salvo of missiles at a shark that we have established is 30 feet long. There's no way it survived it, right? There's no way it got away. It has to be dead now, right? Right? I'm sorry. I don't want to belabor the point here, but I'm going to belabor the point and remind everybody again that this shark is 30 feet long. And it just knocked an entire military sub full of ladies with large boobs 5 miles out of the ocean with its tail. 30 feet long.
Swallow this.
unfortunately, there's no way that could be any possible threat to you because it's only 30 feet long! We're not off to a great start, guys. The final remaining member of the Boob Patrol harpoons her submarine to the shark, which I don't know if you guys remember this, but it's only 30 feet long
Horn 2 has attached itself to the shark.
at this point in the movie. Well, that must have killed it, right? What with it being a nuclear explosion right next to a 30-foot long shark? What is wrong with you, movie? Meanwhile, in a different part of the world, we find a group of heavily armed people meeting up with what appears to be what's left of Ulrika's henchmen from mercenaries. They walk into a room that I could only assume is on fire based on the smoke in the air, and find a giant cool-looking door hiding behind a shower curtain.
Red Mercury, the ultimate Colossus. Soviet hijack a long time ago. You want to be the hero.
So we're not gonna mention the giant freaking robot, huh? Just gonna sit here and argue about Red Mercury. Yeah, that's cool. The female mercenary turns out to be a double agent, but the Red Mercury scrambles her radio waves, so she can't call for backup.
До свидания, внучка.
King, what are you doing?
And we're still not going to say anything about the giant robot. Maybe if we ignore it, it will go away. All kidding aside, the design of this robot is exactly as cool as it was when it first showed up in Attack on Titan. If you're gonna rip them off, rip off the best. That's the Asylum motto.
Hold the door. Well, as I live and breathe. Dr. Alison Gray.
I suppose the world's more desperate than I thought.
Recognize that irritating voice? Are they letting anyone onto these things these days?
What, you mean elevators? Because last I checked, yeah, they are.
Sir, we have a mayday off Cape Verde from a stranded ship. It's the Megalodon. F-18 in vicinity is en route.
Damn it, on screen! It looks 3 times as big as last reported.
For those of you keeping track at home, that's now 90 feet long. Still smaller than some whales. I'm gonna have to revoke the mega in this title if you don't straighten up and get a bigger shark.
Target destroyed. No sign of the mega shark.
No, wait. I think I see him.
I want Dr. Bullock with us on my ship. Is that all right with you, Dr. Bullock?
Do you mean I'm meant to go with you?
Absolutely.
No, sir, that's not a problem.
Okay, Commander Parker, will you please show Dr. Gray out? Thank you so much for your time.
This man's ignorance about sharks may cause the end of mankind.
The end of mankind as a species because of one shark. Even if we could never go in the ocean again, I'm pretty sure that somehow we could survive as a species.
This is crazy. This is complete idiots. How am I supposed to do my work? Yeah, hello.
I agree. They are idiots. We should talk.
Who is this?
Someone who wants to help. If you're interested, just step inside.
Very tall. Okay, let's go. Thank you.
You know, for someone who was just eavesdropped on and is now potentially being kidnapped, she's being pretty chill about this whole thing.
We needed to get Red Mercury before the Russians did. Now that thing is walking it right up to its doorstep.
How are we cleaning it up?
We're not.
There are already food shortages and riots. This will push these countries to collapse.
No, it won't. Because it's just one giant robot walking through empty countryside. What has gone wrong in Asylum Land where one giant shark spells the end of mankind and one giant robot destabilizes an entire country? You guys need to get your act together. Scientist lady gets taken to see this guy who clearly just bought a high-tech new stereo system and cannot figure out how to get it to play anything else.
Admiral Jackson is going to destroy half the world by trying to kill the megashark. But if we could capture it, unlock its secrets, we could develop lasting defenses that wouldn't be so destructive to the environment or ourselves.
I really want to make fun of this idea, but I've seen this shark get hit by a nuke and survive. So maybe he's right. Maybe we do need to figure out what Megashark's deal is.
Which one of you is Spencer? Everyone else scram.
Excuse me, who are you again?
Today would be optimal.
Colossus.
No, I'm Spencer, remember?
It's a Soviet project from the Cold War. Been abandoned for decades. It's a myth. At least it was. I was the only guy around here who believed it was real.
Are we gonna get to the part where it's a giant walking robot?
It's a weapon.
That seems like an important part of the story.
Everything the world has ever seen.
How does it work?
Well, it's a robot, and it walks around and shoots things.
Thought our SDI programs could shoot down any nuclear missiles, so they built a bomb that could walk.
They were gonna build a robot that could explode, but then everybody realized how stupid that idea was.
Dr. Sergei Abramov, he's the guy who designed it. If anybody knew, it'd be him.
Where is he?
Yeah, well, that's the question people have been asking for 35 years.
You'd think they could have found something more productive to do with their time, but nope. They've just been asking that question over and over for 35 years. It's kind of annoying.
Sir, sonar is picking up unusual contact.
It's here.
They finally delivered my pizza.
Hold fire until it's in the shallows, then cause Ragnarok.
You know, the Navy does have some pretty advanced weaponry, but I don't believe that they have access to a snake that can encircle the entire globe and set off the apocalypse. That seems like it's probably beyond their reach.
Hold. Where the hell did it go?
The Megashark charges the Navy ships and rams one of their destroyers completely out of the water. You all just saw that, right? You just saw a giant shark ram a 9,000-ton destroyer out of the ocean and onto the ground? Yeah. Tell me if what's about to happen next makes any sense at all. Hey guys, I've got an idea. Let's shoot big guns at the Mega Shark. It's never worked in the entire history of our contact with this beast, but who knows? Today could be our day, right? Oh hey, this time wasn't any different. Who could have predicted that?
The Megalodon is moving too fast to target. If this keeps up, we won't have a fleet left.
Well, that's just crazy talk.
Missile destroyer Daedalus, fire everything you got at Mega Shark before it gets away.
No, it didn't work last time, but this time's different because Huh. This time wasn't any different after all. Who saw that coming? Meanwhile, in Who Caresistan, the Colossus just blew up a mud hut. The Mega Shark is ramming 9,000-ton battleships out of the water, and you're like, hey guys, I could blow up a house. I could blow up a house with my laser beams. Watch. Color me not impressed.
Sir, the whale is loaded with C4 and towing.
A whale stuffed full of high explosives, huh? Yeah, there's no way that's gonna go horribly, horribly wrong.
Sir, Doctor, I hope this will be more effective than the last time.
Well, it wasn't more effective than the last time. Everybody go, well, clearly now it's time to start taking this Colossus dude seriously. He just took out a road sign, you guys. Wait. Go back. Who is this guy? What's his deal? Why is he a skeleton, and why is there a tarantula on him? Did he get killed by the tarantula? Has this town been through the arachnopocalypse? Why didn't we get to see that?
Well, look, if he's anywhere, he's here, right? Look, this would have been a well, right?
I don't think you fully understand how tricycles work.
That would have been a stable. That would have been a meadow right there. And the farmhouse would have been there.
Based on what?
Let's go, homie.
Where are you pulling this completely random information from?
Dr. Abramov?
No doctor here. Mujik here. Farmer.
Okay, our mistake. Just, there's a lot of books on quantum physics for a farmer.
What are you saying? Trying to say farmers are dumb? Trying to say farmers can't learn about quantum physics?
Argonautica too?
So our two CIA schlubs have a really long conversation with the scientist who made Colossus. We're skipping over it. You can thank me later.
I don't want to start Colossus again. I want to stop it. If you help me, I promise you, I will put a bullet in your brain. If that's what you want.
I could also put it in your lungs, in your spleen, in your left thigh. Wherever you want, man.
The controller I used in testing.
Where?
It is.
I have any number of questions about this scene, not the least of which is, how is she fighting off dudes with modern AK-47s with a 50-year-old rifle? The old Russian scientist guy dies, but not before leaving them the clue for how to turn off the Colossus. Worthless giant robot ever. If he can't knock an osprey out of the air at point blank range, how am I supposed to buy that he's going to be any kind of threat to the Mega Shark?
Don't you understand there's gonna be 2 and 4 and there's gonna be so many Megalodon that nothing in the world is gonna be able to stop them.
But we're supposed to save it.
Listen, if the planet needs another Megalodon, then somehow it will come back.
You heard it here first, kids. If you screw up the environment, the planet will just create a giant shark to deal with the problem. Pollute away!
USS assault complete.
Into your formation. Dr. Gray, we need
so the Megalodon attacks again. I'm sure this time they have a better plan than shooting a giant gun at it, right? Right? See, this is the problem with this movie. We saw them try to shoot Mega Shark with battleships in the first movie, Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus. That movie sucked. We found out in the movie that sucked that he couldn't be harmed with conventional weapons, and eventually they had him fight the octopus. In Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus, he goes up against a Crocosaurus. In Mega Shark vs. Mecha Shark, we build a giant robot shark for him to fight. Now, in Mega Shark vs. Colossus, we're at the 1 hour mark of the film, and he still hasn't fought Colossus. This is not how you make a Mega Shark movie. This is a step in the wrong direction. Oh yeah, great. We haven't seen that 8,000 times in the Mega Shark movies already. What a shock! You know how they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result?
Sailor?
Well, it turns out the general is actually insane. Because he shoots this guy and then calls for a nuclear strike on the Mega Shark. And then he commits suicide. What is going on in this movie? With the nukes in the air, what's left of the military and the scientists have to work together to stop the impending destruction. Excuse me, coming through. Excuse me, pardon me. How many of you people are there? Get out of my way. Excuse me, do you know who I am? I have places to be. Scientist lady takes off with the lure to get the Mega Shark away from the boats and give the hackers more time to stop the nukes. We're not gonna question how any of this makes sense with how fast missiles travel, or how fast giant sharks can swim, or how fast a speedboat can go. It's the plot of the movie. We're just gonna accept it and move on.
Command invalid.
Execute early detonation!
Responding.
So the nuclear weapons that would have detonated underwater next to the Mega Shark have now been detonated in the upper atmosphere. And I'm not 100% seeing how that was a better move.
Allison, we stopped the missile. Get out of there.
See? I can't turn the car off.
It's right there on the seat next to you. Just throw it in the water. This is one of my many problems with Mega Shark vs. Colossus. Everyone in the movie is stupid. Scientist lady lures the shark into a small inlet and the military blows up the entrance. You have to love the complete lack of anything resembling tension in her face whatsoever. She might as well be out for a pleasure cruise. She's like, oh, I think I see a dolphin over there. And there's some whales. Unfortunately, we don't get to see her eaten by Mega Shark because the idiots from the B-plot come and rescue her. Okay, I'm calling shenanigans on that. Mega Shark can jump up to the cruising height of an airliner. There's no way he's gonna have a problem getting this osprey that's hovering 30 feet above the ocean.
Spencer,
I don't know.
what do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
Well, glad we got that cleared up.
I failed, okay? There's a reason they put me in the basement writing reports, because I'm a failure.
There was also that
And now
incident with the
Colossus
bathrooms in the
is gonna keep
Pentagon,
destroying
but
everything
mostly it's because I'm a
I
failure.
don't.
They figure out the watch that the Russian scientist guy gave them is some kind of compass that points towards the Colossus. With the help of the magic watch, they figure out that Colossus is conveniently headed towards the cove where they've trapped Mega Shark. Don't get your hopes up too high, guys, but it's entirely possible that an hour and 10 minutes into the movie Mega Shark vs. Colossus, we might possibly be getting close to seeing Mega Shark fight Colossus.
Right. We have to find some way to distract him. Commander!
Fortunately, with Admiral Jackson's attempts to nuke them and you dumping the Megalodon in their backyards, we're not exactly on the favorites list with the Black Sea nations.
Question? Has she just been standing there listening to their conversation over the radio this whole time? Does she not have anything better to do with her time?
Hello, come back.
Spy Girl flies the VTOL and lures the Colossus away with the American flag.
Are you sure this will work?
You said it yourself. This Megalodon is glowing like a nuclear cell.
What did you say about me? Rich Guy's boat turns into a hovercraft and ramps over the rocks that are blocking Mega Shark. This might be impressive if I hadn't seen a giant robotic shark rolling around on land on tank treads in the previous movie. But I have seen that, so this is kind of lame by comparison. Okay, I'm all for patriotism and all that, but you're just making Mega Shark look stupid at this point. He's like, I can't see, guys! I can't see! What is this thing on my head? Anyway, finally in the movie called Mega Shark vs. Colossus, we get to see Mega Shark fight Colossus. There's a whole extraneous subplot where these losers are searching through the Russian underwater lab for some dumb thing.
433.
But I've removed that and just cut together all the shots of the Colossus and the Mega Shark fighting. You're welcome. They find the dumb thing they were looking for and make their escape with the submarine.
We've got company.
What happened to Colossus?
Did someone say Colossus?
Doesn't work without power.
They finally managed to override Colossus's programming just in the nick of time. Dude, you're making a complete idiot out of yourself.
No.
But it turns out the rich guy was evil. Oh my gosh. That's the twist we've been looking for in this movie, right, guys? I'm so glad we're doing this and not watching Mega Shark and Colossus fight some more. Computers of the future. When you use them, you look like an even bigger douchebag than you already were.
You may find this difficult to comprehend, Allison, but I'm saving the world.
Unfortunately, that hand motion just deleted all of his important files.
Much better.
We get a lot more boring stuff that isn't the Mega Shark and the Colossus fighting, and then this happens.
My name is Joshua Dane. Some of you may know me. For those that don't, I now control the Mega Shark and Colossus. I will save us. This may require the ultimate sacrifice for some. The most polluted cities will be destroyed so that we may start anew.
Here's a question. Do all these people just happen to live right around the one giant television in the sky he's apparently broadcasting to?
Command, permission to fire and destroy Dane's ship.
Surf? Turf? Let's play.
Military comes to put a stop to his nonsense, but the rich guy controls the Mega Shark and the Colossus into destroying their planes. Just for fun, here are all the shots of the Mega Shark and the Colossus fighting off the plane. And here are all the shots of the rich guy waving his arms around like an idiot. You are welcome. Wow, they couldn't afford stock footage of the Pentagon. That's a new low, even for the Asylum.
Deploy maximum effort, sir? Let's deploy the Gipper. Yes, sir.
Spencer, give me your hand.
Golly, I thought you'd never ask.
This is important. Don't scream.
Why would I scream?
Wait, why was it important that he not scream? The plan worked pretty well with him screaming. Actually, I'm not 100% sure what they were going to do if he didn't scream.
Get a hold of the fleet. Tell them to stand down. We're deploying the Gipper.
Aye, ma'am.
Calling in the big guns. The Gipper.
Just because you've said it 3 times now doesn't make calling your space laser the Gipper any less stupid. And now we come to the coolest thing in the movie, ladies and gentlemen. Colossus swings Megashark around by his tail and throws him into space, where he bonks into the space laser and it cuts across the moon. Awesome! Why did we have to wait an hour and 20 minutes for that? Why did we have to sit through interminable sequences of battleships firing guns at Megashark when we know that won't work? This is not what I was promised. The Megashark's control chip is knocked out when he falls back to Earth from space, and now the rich guy can't control him.
Let's go.
Oh yeah! It's time for Megashark to do his thing. I have a gun, but I'm just gonna run straight at you so you can kick me in the face!
No.
Yes, yes, yes!
Colossus is online. Remote link is inactive.
Spencer, cover me!
I'd just like to remind everyone that outside the boat, there's a 3,000-foot long shark fighting a Russian robot that also explodes. But this is cool too, right? Colossus shoots his laser at the boat, causing it to run aground, and then he stomps on the rich guy. Now that all the boring human crap is out of the way, we can finally get back to Megashark versus Colossus, baby! Woo! What was that? Did he just hug Megashark to death? Is that a thing that just happened in my Megashark vs. Colossus movie? Why?
My thumb is killing me.
No one cares!
Vidania.
You know that means till we meet again, right?
Yes, I do.
Pat's eyes on me.
Just got one request for this time, please.
Yeah, nobody worry about the fact that we just spilled tons and tons of red mercury into the ocean. I'm sure that's fine. But what's this? Is it a cute little bitty baby Megashark? Aww, look how adorable he is. They have no plans to make a sequel for this movie, so this is all you're gonna get to see of him. So that was Megashark versus Colossus. And oh boy, is it a step in the wrong direction. We were going on the upward slope. We had it going. We had Megashark versus Giant Octopus. Not great. Then the Crocosaurus. That was pretty good. Then Mechashark. That was awesome. You had a giant robot to fight the Megashark. A walking around robot this time, but robots are still cool, even if they're not as cool as mechanical sharks. You had awesome in your hands, and you blew it. You blew it by screwing around and not letting the Mega Shark and the Colossus fight until the very end, and they were under mind control. Come on, can't these guys fight because of some kind of ideological difference like Batman and Superman? Oh, wait. If you saw my reaction video for the trailer for this movie, you know I was pumped to see it. I've loved this franchise. I still love this franchise, but this is not what I want to see. I have a giant shark. I want him to fight stuff, okay? Not the Navy. I'm not interested in him fighting the Navy. Go fight big, giant, stupid things. And sooner than an hour and 10 minutes into the movie, okay? Can we please have that? I know we can, because I saw Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark. Let's get back to basics, Asylum. Let's make Mega Shark great again.
Tony, do you ever worry the podcast isn't classy enough?
No.
You know what would make the podcast classier, Tony?
Better hosts?
What? No. I was thinking we could do it in, like, black and white. Like an old movie. Oh, and no dialogue. Just like raw, powerful cinematography.
So you want to do a podcast with no audio?
Yeah.